Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. We're continuing in Megilat Ruth Perek Bet Pasuk Tedvav. So, if you remember last pasuk, they were sitting and eating, and Boaz gives her some food to eat, and she's full, and she has leftovers. The very next pasuk, our pasuk today, Vatakom lelaket. She got up and she went to go and start reaping in the field. So the Mefarshim say it seems like got up abruptly, and this was also a form of tzniut, like she ate and she left. She didn't hang around, because there was also the kotzrim, the guys, the sharecroppers, they were all eating there, etc. She ate, she finished what she had to do, and she left right away. Vaitzav Boaz et Ne'arav. And now Boaz commands his young men that are taking care of the fields, Lemor, saying, Gam ben ha'omarim telaket, v'lo tachlimuha. Even in between the bushels, where once things are already bushels, we said if they're not forgotten, she can't take them. And only if behind someone that's cutting and they fall and there's two or one stalk, then she could take. But in between the bushels, people don't usually go. The poor are not allowed to go there. But he says, even if she goes in between the bushels, don't embarrass her. Let her take from there. Don't worry about it. Next pasuk, Vegam Shol tasholula. But she explains, Shol tasholula means forget. Make as if you forget. That's what's called shicha. Shicha is if accidentally you made a bushel of wheat, you put it in the field, and then when you brought all the bushels in, you left one there accidentally. Now that you left one, you can't go back. You leave it for the ani. So Boaz said to his young lads, he says, forget a few for her. Leave some there. V'gam shol tasholula min hatzevatim. Hatzevatim is small bushels. Leave some behind. V'azavtem, leave them. V'liketa, let her gather them. V'lo tigaruba, and don't put her down or anything like that. He was very, very careful of how they treated her. V'telaket now tells us about Ruth. V'telaket basadeh ad ha'ariv. She gathered in the field all the way till the evening. Vatachbot et asher liketa. She beat like the melachav dash, everything that she gathered. I'll explain that in a moment. Vahike efa seorim. It was like an efa, the measurement of an efa of barley. So what do you mean she beat down? She got so much, because you have the stalk and you have the grain at the top. So you could bring home two things. You could bring home the whole sack, and at home you beat it out and you tramp on, you cut off, and you just get the grain. She did that already in the field. She had so much there, she couldn't take it all home, and she had more. So she already in the field was beating it down in order to unlock the grains, and she just took the grains and left all the hay and the stalk that was not usable. She left it behind. One more pasuk. Vatisa vatavo ha'ir. She went and she came back to the city. Vaterech hamota et asher liketa. And the mother-in-law, Naomi, saw everything that she gathered. Vatotze vatitenla. She took it out and she gave to her mother-in-law. Et asher hotira misova. And she gave the leftover of what she was full from. Remember that when Boaz fed her, he fed her full bread, he fed her a lot, and there was leftovers. That she gave to Naomi. That was an expression of being so much. So the Gaon of Vilna over here explains that, if you remember in the story, this is the first time she comes back home now. Remember, right when they got from Moab, Ruth tells her mother-in-law, it's just the two of us, we've got to fend for ourselves, I'm going to the field. She said, go. And then the Megillah tells us, it was a mikre min hashamayim, she went to Boaz's field. Ruth didn't know, Naomi didn't know that Ruth went to Boaz's field. And now Boaz and Ruth had a whole conversation. Ruth felt that this man is trying to get her, and meaning in a good way, like she felt loved by this guy or really liked by this guy. But there was a conversation. Now Naomi didn't know anything about this. And when you see the next pasuk for next week is Naomi says, you came back with so much. Meaning, if we look at the pasuk, says the Gaon of Vilna, that when she comes back, it's the pasuk says, "Vatavo ha'ir, vaterech hamota." The mother-in-law saw it asher liketa, what she gathered. And that shouldn't be the right expression. It should be she saw what she brought home. Et asher hevia. but he explains, just as we said, that in the field she was already removing the grain. So she had a sack of grain. She didn't have a sack of stalks with the grain. So when you see the stalk of grain, the mother-in-law realized, oh my gosh, this is just grain. That means you must have picked so much, because grain is this small. If you have a massive sack of it, then the stalk with the stalk. So the next pasuk we're going to see next week is she has like, how do you get so much in one evening? Like, what happened over here? And then she's going to say, there's Boaz, this guy, and then the things are going to carry on from there. So today's shiur is just moving on in the story, and we'll see Bezrat Hashem a little bit more next week of unveiling Bezrat Hashem the depth in Megilat Ruth. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha אומר לצד הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך חיבר להם תורה, שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.